What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the basement. Sorry about all the segment episodes lately, but as you can see from the pile of comics on the table here, and as you can't see from the pile of comics on top of the comics behind me, I've had a lot of cleaning to do lately. Which actually brings me to a good question. You know, I've heard a lot of different theories about organizing your comic books and everything. How do you guys do it? Because I just go straight alphabetical order. But some people separate it from different publishers and then alphabetical order. Some people have, like, I go straight alphabet, and there are a couple of things that I separate. Like, I have my Superman and Batman's in a different box. I got my X-Men and Wolverine in a different box. And I got my Spidey's in a different box. And I got my G.I. Joe's in a different box. So, like, whatever I have a lot of that I can get out of the regular hoi polloi, I keep separate. But, you know, how do you guys organize your books? Make for an interesting conversation. And speaking of talking to you guys, I wrote all this down so I wouldn't forget anything. I want to give a congratulations to L. Walsh, who hit us up on YouTube. Says he has every single Ninja Turtles print. Congratulations. It takes a lot to get me jealous, but I am. Baby Joe Biden hit us up. Says 50 years of collecting, and he hasn't bought a superhero book probably in the last 50 years or so. Here's to all the indies that I've been reading. Damien, thanks for hitting us up. ST33 Ben wants to know my favorite Mega Man villain. That would be Metal Man. Without a doubt, Metal Man was the first guy that I ever went to beat in Mega Man 2 when I was about, 8, 9 years old, whatever, 10 years old when I got my Nintendo. And on that note, they came out with this Mega Man Robot Master Field Guide from Udon Press. Just, pure luck, and the guys at Udon just have like some of the most amazing artwork ever. This is every Mega Man robot, whether it be villain or ally, whatever, that has ever shown up in a Mega Man series. This was an awesome purchase that I just kind of picked up on a whim. And yeah, I'm very excited. The only thing I'm a little disappointed is it doesn't tell you what game that the character showed up in. It's just kind of a rundown of who he is and what what his power was. So overall, I guess that would be a B, because I think, where the fuck did he come from? What game did he originate in? Would have been a big part to put in the goddamn book. Lost World Comics, thanks for being another Joe fan. Continue to hit me up, please, as the Cobra Command story finishes off with the epilogue and everything else that's going on with IDW's G.I. Joe. I love having somebody to talk to about it. John Stripe, thanks for hitting us up and letting us know Hickman will be off FF at the end of the year. I know you're a Hickman fan, as you said. I thought the series was great. I'm not a big Hickman fan, but I think his work on FF was good. So we'll see what happens with that. Mocha Man Mark said that Fanboys vs. Zombies was well worth $1, and the more I thought about it, the more I pretty much agree. I mean, it's $1, and it was a fun book, so stick around and see what happens with that. And big shout out to Schmitty Dude, who said, and I quote, "As a feed myself, I was rolling, literally, Pete, when you yelled out cripple fight." And dude, I lolled for real when I read that. That was fucking funny as hell. Thanks for hitting us up, guys. We always love hearing from you. That's part of the reason we do this, like we just like to be able to talk shop with everybody out there. It's just like, this is a fan-based show. We're all fans, and we just like to talk and interact with each other. Real quick, what come out this week was Avengers vs. X-Men Part 2. The fights were cool, but a bit too fucking melodramatic, don't you think? Like, Jason, Aaron, reel it in a bit, bro. Take it down a peg. It's not that serious. He's like, I can't even quote this shit. Here, hold on. Irradiated muscles strain. Organic metal groans. Windows shatter miles away. The San Andreas fault shudders with each blow. That's one. Alright, you wanna talk about the Hulk and Colossus fighting? I'll give it to you. Namor versus Thing. Hand that has touched the floor of the Marianas Trench meets a jaw made of living stone. They hear the punch all the way in Oakland. Alright? Getting a little old hat now. Namor versus Luke Cage. The Lord of Atlantis versus a man from Harlem with indestructible skin. Either would sooner die than yield. Today both will bleed. And that's just the first fucking 2 pages. Dude, chill out. Everybody knows this is just a gimmick. And sooner or later the Phoenix is going to come down. Hope is, you know, feeling the power of the Phoenix and shit. But we've all seen the preliminary artwork where the Phoenix goes to Iron Fist. So Hope is probably going to save the day instead of being the cause of the problems. So we'll see what happens there. I'm obviously going to keep buying the thing, but it's alright. I mean, just reel in the melodrama, man. Huh. Hulk number 7 concluded this week, and we find out that Bruce Banner was really just kind of a tool. Dr. Doom removed the part of Hulk's brain that was Bruce Banner, and he grew another Bruce Banner from that, and Bruce Banner basically became the dickhead he always would have been, coming from an abusive parent relationship. The Hulk was like his excuse for lashing out, and, you know, he just basically turned into an asshole without the Hulk. So, hey, Bruce is still dead. Betty, Red She-Hulk, is going to go kick the Hulk's ass for killing him. That's next issue. All in all, I guess a decent story. I'm sure Bruce will be back at some point in time. Don't know when, but he's bound to come back. So, I don't know if I'm going to stick around for too long. It's always kind of the case with me and like the Hulk and, you know, these other series. Like, I'll buy them for like the first arc or two, and then I'll just get bored and, you know, slowly wean off. What else come out? Batman Night of the Owls prelude. This was pretty cool, actually. The whole Talon army invades Wayne Manor, and there's like 1,000,001 of them. At one point, Bruce is fighting one of them, and he pulls off the mask, and it's like a teenager. Because obviously we know that Haley Circus was just providing the Court of Owls with, you know, these kids, basically, to be trained as their army. And, you know, seeing that teenager is probably going to fuck Bruce up in the head at some point. So we'll see how that plays itself out. It's crossing over a lot of Bat books. They put out The Call to the rest of the family, as Bruce said. And, you know, they show all of, like, the different people. There's Robin, and then there's, you know, who the fuck is that? There's the Red Hood, which I found a little odd. There's Red Robin, Nightwing, Batgirl, the Gotham Sirens and whatnot. So this is going to cross over in a lot of books, and I really don't think you'll have to read all of the Sons of Bitches to get the gist of it. I'm going to try to stick to the core Bat titles that I liked originally, you know, without having to spend too much money on it. And new from Dynamite this week, The Shadow, #1 by Garth Ennis. No one knows what the Shadow knows. Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men and all that jazz. This was one of my grandma's favorite radio shows and everything back in the day. And it was also kind of a crappy movie with one of the Baldwin brothers. But this book was awesome. It's not your typical Garth Ennis stuff. It's not, you know, over-the-top bloody or cursing or anything else. It takes place right around the time of World War II. And this guy, whose name kind of escapes me at the moment, because I have like the worst memory in history, but Lamont Cranston is the Shadow, and he has kind of this ability to, it seems like he can talk to the dead and get some information, and he is privy to little glimpses of the future, which is why no one knows what the Shadow knows, because the Shadow knows the future. It's really cool. He's kind of like a souped up version of the Punisher, where he can, you know, he's just fucking shooting everybody up. It was a good bloody book. I'm glad they didn't pull any punches with that. All in all, a really entertaining read. Let us know if you've picked up The Shadow. I'd like somebody to talk to about this one too. So now I gotta go and put away some horror books over here. What do I got? Let's see. Got some Night of the Living Deads and The Theater. That's gotta go in my EC and other horror books box. So guys, hit us up. You know the drill. Questions at Pete'sBasement.com. Facebook us.com/Pete'sBasement. Speaking of Facebook, I also picked up a whole bunch of new eBay stuff and some CGC books, one of which was Vampirella #1 signed by Frank Frazetta. Very thrilled with that. Big thanks to Rich Hen for hooking me up with that. You can check out some pictures of that on Facebook, and if you are interested in the Signature Series, Rich can definitely help you out. So, feel free to hit me up and let me know if you want me to put you in touch with Rich. Let's see what the rest of the boys have to review for you this week, and we'll catch you next week with a roundtable. Later, fellas and ladies.
So I picked up Avengers Trade: The Search for She-Hulk. It trades Avengers 71 through 76. I think it's like 2003, around that time frame. I just picked it up just to see what it was about, just to have something that looked fun to read. It was written by Jeff Johns, who at this time is primarily a DC writer. So, but he had written this at that point. I guess he was with Marvel. And what happens is there's a character called Jack of Hearts, which I wasn't really that familiar with until this. He's half alien, half human, and he's able to, it seems, absorb or disperse a lot of energy. And he's very dangerous in that respect. He made me think of the Sentry. Even though the Sentry is a different character, in Sentry he's probably much more powerful, or was, because he's gone now. He kind of reminded me of that. And what happens is he absorbs all of the gamma radiation from She-Hulk, taking away all of her She-Hulkness and making her back just Jennifer Walters. Now Jennifer Walters is not the same thing as, like, she doesn't. She's always she's once she became She-Hulk, she was just She-Hulk, and that was it. It's not the same thing where she hulks out and becomes She-Hulk out of any kind of strong emotion like regular Hulk. So she actually enjoyed being She-Hulk, and she's now depressed that she's going back to just being human, Jennifer Walters. So she leaves the Avengers. And it seems like she's either following the trail of or looking for her cousin Bruce Banner, who's now a wanted man because of all the destruction he's done as the Hulk in the past. So the Avengers go to look for her, obviously, to bring her back home, bring her back in. Now, she is able to... Now she's left with the same dilemma as she can Hulk out of, not anger though, out of fear. So she does eventually. She gets so upset and so afraid that she does Hulk out. She becomes She-Hulk, and she has the same exact personality as Hulk does. She's not intelligent. She refers to Jennifer as being weak, and So she comes across the Avengers, and she comes across Bruce Banner, who's in his human stage. But he's mad that everybody's trying to hurt his cousin, so he hulks out. Now the two Hulks are fighting each other. So then they feel like that there's way too much power here. They're way too strong. And Thor is not available, and there aren't any available super strong Avengers at this point, like massive. So they feel that the only person that can diffuse the situation is Jack of Hearts, who's currently locked away in some jail type thing that Iron Man has created to withhold him, to kind of keep his power down. So they let him go and take care of it. He takes care of it, giving Jennifer Walters back her She-Hulk. Like, everything goes back to normal. She's now She-Hulk again, and she's not going back and forth between human and, between Jennifer Walters and She-Hulk. Bruce Banner disappears again on the run, and that's that. There's some weird side stories which I didn't seem to understand what they had to do with the main story between Ant-Man and Wasp, Ant-Man Hank Pym, and then Ant-Man, heck is his name? Scott Lang. So it kind of bookended that main story. I don't know why. I didn't really understand the connection. So now the story, I thought the story was good. It wasn't the greatest story in the world. It was a nice little fun story, but the artwork I thought was not good. And I thought had the artwork been better, it would have been a much more enjoyable thing to read. It wasn't horrendous. It wasn't my kind of artwork. So, but, that was that. So, another thing, next time we have a segment episode, which hopefully won't be next week, I'm gonna review In Search of Galactus. But Pete got me this for Christmas, and I've been dying to read it, so I will read it. And next time there's a segment episode, instead of reviewing that week's stuff, because usually the boys do that, especially Ramon, I'll talk about this. All right, so actually, speaking of Ramon, let's trade it off, Ramon. Let's go to this.
It's another segment week, and we at the basement are all screwed up. We're falling apart. That's what it is. It's this weather. I don't know. Anyways, let's start out this week with Batman, number 8 from DC, which also leads to Catwoman, number 8, and Nightwing, number 8, and Red Hood and the Outlaws, number 8. I would have thrown in Birds of Prey, but not yet. All these have in common is the Night of the Owls. It starts in Batman or Nightwing. Take your pick, really. It's almost the same thing. And it's just a full-blown crazy attack by the Court of Owls, and it's just wow. And it's good. Honestly, I'm liking this right now better than Avengers vs. X-Men. I'll get to that later on. And it's just good stuff. I mean, it's kind of predictable. The weakness of the Talons, those are the henchmen of the Court of Owls, is cold. Batman cold. It's a freeze. So, but that aside, it's really good. I'm hoping to see some good juicy story come out of it, and so far it's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, just started. It's going to be all of the 9 issues of the Bat family, except Batwoman, because you know she's the master child of Batman. So whatever. me. Yeah. Okay. Dominique Laveau, Voodoo Child, number 2 from Vertigo. I like Vertigo. I like Vertigo a lot. I couldn't even argue that it might be my favorite company. But no, there's no buts. No buts. This is just good stuff. Again, a bit kind of the whole cliche thing when it comes to New Orleans about voodoo and all that stuff, but they're doing a good book here, and it's good. The art's good. There's definitely a richness of character and history there. They're putting effort into it. Not like boom, voodoo. No. There's family and just spiritualism, and they're really getting into it. It's not just like, hey, it's a spirit and that's it, call it a day. No, so it's cool. I picked up free special edition preview of The Girl with a Dragon Tattoo graphic novel is coming out from Vertigo. Now, I've seen the original. I haven't seen the remake because I'm really hesitant. I love the original so much. I've seen it several times. Not all 3 movies. I've seen the first one several times. The rest, the other 2, a couple of times. But I have it. I mean, it's right there, just waiting to be seen by me. I'm just kind of Anyways, that aside, this book is incredible. Again, it's a preview, so it's like a little teaser. They're like, smell it and then take it away from you. That's what it does to you. Okay, fine. I accept that. The art's good. The coverage just smacks you like boom, and I'm like, wow. Even has me interested in them picking up the novel. And while I usually stick to just mainly certain fantasy books and whatnot, even that I haven't done lately. I've been really reading 20 to 30 comic books a week. So I haven't really been in the novel side of my spare time hobby. But I don't know. Let's see. Then we have Dynamite, The Shadow, number 1. Now this is the Jay Lee cover. Actually, I wasn't very fond of the Ross cover, Alex Ross, and that's surprising because he has moments where he's just superb, and I figured somebody like The Shadow he would do, but his shadow looks just kind of creepy and just didn't do it for me. I guess The Shadow's supposed to look creepy, but you know, whatever. It's a good book. I mean, I've always thought The Shadow was just an old character and that's it, but it's really done well. Garth Ennis is writing it on point so far. And Aaron Campbell is drawing it pretty well too. It's really cool. I mean, I like it. Okay, here we go. Avengers vs. X-Men, round 2. Round 2 isn't in round 2. You know, because there's no decision. And I hate this shit. And I don't know. I just, you know, when something bad's coming, or you just know, oh no, nothing good is going to come out of it. This is it. This is it. This is that. Just whatever. Next we have Avengers, 26, 25. The Avengers, excuse me. And it's a Avengers versus X-Men tie-in, and it barely is. It really is stretched by trying to connect this to Avengers versus X-Men, but whatever. Anything to sell books, right, Marvel? Wolverine and the X-Men, number 9. I kind of like this book, and I kind of didn't. The art was horrendous. I mean, look at the cover. And Wolverine made a choice, it seems. I say it seems because even if he's right on top of Hope, ready to kill her, you never know. You just never know. I don't know. Something's coming our way when it comes to Avengers vs. X-Men. I don't know what it is, but I know they're going to fuck us. I just know it. That's it for Avengers vs. X-Men, thank God. Incredible Hulk number 7. The artwork in this is atrocious. Even the cover. The cool thing is Doom fought Hulk. Doom held his own, and that is awesome. This is one of the best portrayals of Doom I've seen in a long time. Doom's always little here, little there. I'm really looking forward to seeing him in FF actually. Him with Infinite Gauntlet in a different universe, building up to come to this universe, I'm assuming. It's going to be awesome. Also, surprisingly enough, in Iron Man Armored Adventures, he was done pretty well in that, I think. Maybe you disagree. I don't know. Let me know. That aside, Banner is back in the Hulk. Were you surprised, really? Just Marvel didn't have the balls to go more than the first story arc of Iron Man. Bitches. New Mutants number 41. This is by Abnett and Lanning, which is disappointing. I love Abnett and Lanning, especially when they do cosmic stuff. Now, this isn't cosmic. This may be it's special, but okay. It's Mutants meets the real world, and we didn't need this. Who asked for this? It's funny. I don't care for what's his name? Warlock, the Phoenix creature thingy, and and then we have Nate Gray trying to get with Moonstar, who still doesn't have her powers, or doesn't, or she's somewhat a Valkyrie-ish type of. And then we have Magma dating Mephisto. Yeah, she's dating Mephisto. Moving along. Okay, so here's my conundrum. The Omega Effect. Punisher number 10. There's 2 covers, 2 gorgeous covers. And I had to show them because of 2 gorgeous covers. I loved it. I mean, I'm loving this a lot to the point that, you know what? I might pick up Punisher 11. And I almost like this better than Night of Owls and Avengers vs. X-Men. So it's not really an event. It's just 3 issues. Daredevil being next week. And I'm like, do I like it more? Yeah, I do. I do. Punisher number 10 is the book of the week. I would never thought I would say that. That's it. Keep it short, keep it sweet. Have a good one, guys.
Color card and test shot so I can make sure that my fucking head is in the frame.
Everybody's got something to hide, except for me and my monkey.
blah, blah, blah.